Come here, all of you, the billionaire said after seeing the single mom and her children shivering. Rain hammered against the tall glass walls of Harrington Tower like 1,000 frantic fingers. Inside, the lobby glowed with soft golden light, warm and calm, everything the storm outside was not. At the far end, the security guard, Marcus, was staring through the glass when he noticed movement near the revolving door. A woman stood there, soaked, trembling, clutching two small children to her sides. She looked hesitant, as if unsure whether she was even allowed to step inside. "Ma'am, please," Marcus said, waving her in. "You're freezing." But she didn't move. The children shivered violently. The little boy tried to hide his crying, while the older sister grit her teeth to stay brave. Then a deep voice echoed through the lobby. "Let them in." Everyone turned. The billionaire himself, Damien Harrington, had just stepped out of the elevator. Tall, sharply dressed, confident, but in that moment, his eyes weren't cold or calculating like the media described. They were troubled. He had seen them. The woman flinched when she realized who he was. She tugged her children closer, as if unsure whether to run or bow. Damien walked toward the doors, his brow furrowed, and pushed them open himself. Cold air blasted inward. "Come here," he said gently. "All of you." The woman swallowed hard. "Yes, sir. I'm sorry, we were just trying to get out of the rain for a moment." "We'll leave. You'll do no such thing." His voice softened further. "You're freezing. Bring the children in." Something about the certainty in his tone made her obey. The moment they stepped inside, warmth wrapped around them like a blanket. The children instantly relaxed, though the boy still clung to her coat. Damien gave his jacket to Marcus. "Get towels, and some hot drinks." "Yes, Mr. Harrington." The billionaire then knelt, so he could look the children in the eye. "What are your names?" The girl stepped forward, brave despite the fear in her eyes. "I'm Lily, and this is my brother, Noah. Mom said we would be okay." Damien glanced up at the woman, who looked mortified. She whispered, "My name is Emily. Emily Carter." Her clothes were soaked, her fingers purple from the cold. She kept trying to hide the shivering, as if embarrassed. "What were you doing out in a storm like this?" he asked. Emily hesitated. She didn't know how much to reveal. "Our bus stopped running because of the flooding, and we were walking to a shelter, but the streets." She stopped, ashamed. Damien straightened a little, studying her silently. Her hair was plastered to her cheeks, her shoes ruined, her expression a mixture of exhaustion and fierce maternal instinct. "How long have you been out there?" he asked quietly. Emily looked down. "A few hours." His jaw tightened, not in anger at her, but in anger that the world could be so merciless. Marcus returned with towels and cocoa. The children immediately accepted them. Emily tried to refuse. "They're just for the kids," she insisted. But Damien folded a towel into her hands. "They're for you too." Her eyes widened at the unexpected kindness. After the children were settled near the heater, Emily let out a long breath, rubbing her trembling hands together. Damien stood beside her, watching her with a seriousness that made her nervous. "You walked several miles in a storm," he said. "With two children. Why?" She exhaled shakily. "Because I didn't have a choice." He could hear the weight behind the words, the story she wasn't telling yet. "Where were you headed?" he asked. "The Evergreen Shelter," she answered softly. "We were staying there for a few days, but they didn't have space for tonight. I thought, maybe we could get a bus to my sister's house out of town. But we missed the last one." She forced a small smile, trying to look strong for her children. "It's okay, though. We've been through worse." Damien shook his head. "That's not okay. None of this is." Emily blinked, surprised by the emotion in his voice. "You don't even know us," she said. "No," he replied, "but I know what it looks like when someone has been let down too many times." There was something in his expression, a shadow of a past he rarely talked about. The tabloids always portrayed him as a man born with everything. They had no idea. After a moment, he said, "Come up to my office." Emily immediately stiffened. "No, I don't want charity, Mr. Harrington." "This isn't charity," he said firmly. "It's safety, and warmth, and a storm that won't let up for hours." She looked toward her children. Lily's eyes were drooping from exhaustion. Noah was curled up under the towel, half asleep. Emily's voice broke. "I just want them to be okay." Damien nodded. "Then come with me." The elevator ride was silent except for the soft hum of machinery. When the doors opened on the top floor, the children gasped. The office was huge, Warm, and filled with soft couches, blankets, and a fireplace flickering on the far wall. Damien had insisted on it when the building was designed, despite everyone telling him it was unnecessary. "Settle in," he said. "You're safe here." Emily hesitated before stepping inside. She didn't feel like she belonged in a place like this. But the moment the children sat near the fireplace, wrapped in thick blankets, she had no regrets. Damien brought her a cup of hot tea himself. She stared at it, stunned. "You don't have to." "I do," he said quietly. "Sit, rest." She sank onto the couch, letting the warmth seep into her bones. For the first time in days, maybe weeks, she felt herself breathe. Damien watched her, really watched her, as if trying to understand how someone so fragile-looking could carry so much strength. After a moment, he said, "You won't be walking in storms anymore. Not while I'm here." Emily looked up sharply. "What does that mean?" "It means," he said, voice steady and sincere, "I'll help you. All of you. Starting tonight." Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. "Why?" she whispered. Damien glanced at the children sleeping by the fireplace, then back at her. "Because no one helped me when I needed it." Emily's eyes softened, filling with tears she tried to hide. "Thank you," she whispered. He simply nodded, and as the storm raged outside, the billionaire who rarely let anyone close found himself needing, to protect the little family that fate had pushed into his world. This was only the beginning.